Welcome to today's edition of Blue Streak Spotlight. I'm your host, Art Antram, and I'm joined by JCU men's golfer, AJ Spalding. AJ, thanks for joining us here on today's show.
Not a problem.
Well, first question right off the bat. I mean, the Cleveland weather is very, crazy all year round. But since the weather has started to calm down a bit, do you feel like the team is ready to get this season underway? I know you've had one tournament underway, but what's it like for you?
Absolutely. I think we're, poised to make a good showing this year. We've had some trouble with snow and rain, but after the first tournament we had a good showing, got second place, but I think this weekend's really our big weekend to, test to see where we're at. But I think we're in a good spot and hopefully poised to make a good run and hopefully going to nationals this year.
Sure. Well, speaking from your perspective, is it difficult to adjust between the fall season and the spring season, as golf is split up into just two seasons? It's not just like basketball, it's in the winter. It's split up into two divisions. How is that for you? Is it tough to adjust?
Absolutely. Actually, it took me a couple years to adjust to that, because when you're younger, you really have the whole summer to prepare for the fall season, and you're mid-season ready to go as soon as that fall season starts. But with spring, it's usually a practice session when you're younger, but now that's actually ironically the most important season for you. So you have to do a lot of off-season training and get in that weight room and do not so fun things like hitting balls into nets and stuff like that, because we got winter up here in Cleveland.
Right.
So it was a tough adjustment, but everybody has to do it. So
that's how you get to that point of greatness that you guys are looking to do here this year.
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of some greatness, what is your best memory here as a Blue Streak golfer?
I've had a lot of great memories here, but I think the one that I think about the most is last year my little brother actually goes to BW. He's a freshman. It is. It's fun. And in the fall at Mount Union's tournament, we got paired together for a 2-day tournament. And there was a little trash talk going on, but it was fun. And actually, funny thing is, on the very last hole, he chipped it up right on my ball mark, and we both had a 4.5-footer. Whoever made it won. And we actually both made it, so we tied. After 36 holes, we still tied. But John Carroll did win that tournament.
Oh, okay. So there's the advantage. I see what you mean.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, we'll move into the job ranks here a little bit.
All right.
You're on the dean's list here in accounting at John Carroll. This is a pretty prestigious program. What lies ahead in the future for AJ Spalding?
I actually plan on staying here and getting my MBA at John Carroll. Stay with this institution. They got a very well-respected MBA program.
Certainly do.
And I actually also plan on working part-time at some accounting firms, and going from there. After a year, we'll see how it goes.
Well, here's the most fun question, the last question.
All righty.
If you had to tee off against a couple of different varieties of guys for 9 holes, whether it be Rocco Mediate, John Daly, or let's say Happy Gilmore, who would you choose out of that trio?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think John Daly's a really interesting guy, and if Happy Gilmore was real, that would be the craziest thing to play with a guy who can hit it that far. But I personally would probably want to play with Rocco Mediate, someone who's stared down Tiger for 18 holes in the U.S. Open and is also a good guy and laughs around on the course. Like, that'd just be an interesting perspective for 9 holes, I think.
Well, I'm glad you answered it that way, because when I watched that tournament last year and Rocco went into the next day, it was overtime to the max in sports terms. It was enthralling television.
I agree.
Well, AJ, thank you so much for joining us here on Blue Streak Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
And folks, thank you for joining us here on Blue Streak Spotlight as well. Join us next time as we'll have Chad Reese from JCU Men's Tennis.